All right, folks, coming together. It's race day 2020. My Heart Counts. We're doing a virtual event, as you know, this year. Love to be on beautiful Stanford campus, but we're keeping our social distance. We're doing our part, but together, collectively, through the powers of the internet and all our great resources and the people behind the scenes, we're hosting a virtual event today. Kicking things off, we have Dr. Vicky Perez, an assistant professor of medicine in the Division of Cardiovascular Medicine, as well as a physician in the Stanford Center for Inherited Cardiovascular Disease. Take it away.
Good morning, My Heart Counts runners. My name is Victoria Parikh. I'm one of the cardiologists here at the Stanford Center for Inherited Cardiovascular Disease, and I can't wait to get out there on the course with you today. Before we do that, though, I have this amazing opportunity to tell you about some of the cutting-edge research that we've been doing at the Center for Inherited Cardiovascular Disease so that you can see some awesome examples of why we're running today. I'm going to go ahead and share a few slides with you. So as you can see here, and as many of you know, Stanford Center for Inherited Cardiovascular Disease has many world experts in different areas of diseases of the heart. Pictured here are 3 of our world experts giving talks. Of course, there's Dr. Ashley at the top. There's Dr. Marco Perez, who's our specialist in arrhythmia and inherited disease on the bottom left. And there's Josh Knowles, who heads up our amazing familial hypercholesterolemia program here. I just wanted to review some of the amazing work that's already been accomplished over the last 10 years since Dr. Ashley started the Center for Inherited Cardiovascular Disease. Dr. Ashley and his team, including Dr. Matt Wheeler, brought whole genome sequencing to the patient bedside for the first time, showing that we could actually use personal genomic information to change the course of patients' disease. Our team has also identified potential new drug targets for heart failure by using the collective genomic information of thousands of patients. We found that mobile health monitoring can detect arrhythmia in anyone, even those people who aren't feeling it. That study, the Apple Heart Study, was led by Dr. Perez and is one of the largest and fastest enrolling studies that has ever been published. We've also used machine learning to find patients in need of treatment from the electronic healthcare record. This means that Dr. Knowles and Nigam Shah, who's one of the other professors at Stanford Healthcare, actually wrote a computer program that could go into the electronic healthcare record and find patients who are being undertreated for their hypercholesterolemia and who could benefit from really important life-saving therapies. We also went on to use genetic testing from patients really around the world who have inherited heart diseases to improve the way that we diagnose our patients and their families. So where are we going next? Well, as many of you know, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry was awarded this year to these 2 phenomenal scientists who discovered CRISPR-Cas9. CRISPR-Cas9, which is shown here, is an enzyme that can actually go in and cut the genome and replace any errors in the spelling of human genes in order to hopefully someday alleviate disease. Since the advent of this technology discovered by these 2 incredible scientists, CRISPR-Cas9 based technologies have evolved from enzymes that actually cut the genome to those that can just repress the expression of certain genes, and some that can even change the spelling of those genes without making any cuts or scars in the genetic code. So this means that we've effectively gone from using a pair of preschool scissors to doing genome surgery at a microsurgery type of precision. So how are we doing that, and how are we contributing to the science that will make this possible at the Center for Inherited Cardiovascular Disease? Well, first, as many of you know, we have the ability to create personalized heart cells from any patient in a dish, which allows us to study the biology of those patients' hearts and to find better treatments and understand why changes in their genome might cause the disease that we see. We're using this technology along with incredible sequencing technologies pioneered by Dr. Ashley and others in the center to improve the ability of genetic testing to find patients who need specific therapies, and also to understand what the changes in the genome might mean for someone's life. And lastly, we're all moving toward using these amazing precision therapies to actually cure human disease. And that's a huge goal of the center right now, one that we're investing many, many resources in for our patients, who are, of course, the reason why we do what we do and the reason why all of you are running today. So thank you for your courage and your hard work and for sharing in this awesome experience with us today, even in the face of what's been a terrible time for many in the US. We're really excited today to move on to an inspiring talk about HeartFit for Life coming from Robin Waddell herself. Thank you so much and have a great run today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robin Waddell from HeartFit for Life. I'm so excited to be here today with all of you in this wonderful community event at Stanford. And I'd just like to briefly tell you a little bit about a wonderful resource in your backyard, HeartFit for Life, which is a program that's been around for 50 years. And quite frankly, we plan on being around for the next 50 years. So basically, HeartFit for Life is the go-to program on the peninsula. It's wellness, it's rehabilitation, chronic disease management. Essentially, it's medically supervised exercise with comprehensive education. So we try to meet you where you are. Are you trying to prevent a cardiac issue, or maybe you've already had a cardiac issue and we want to help you get back on track? Our program is located at Cubberley Community Center in South Palo Alto. So if you had something, a pill, or maybe someone told you that you could reduce your mortality rate by 27 to 31%, wouldn't you take advantage of that? Well, cardiac rehab can do that. It makes a huge difference, and it's a similar beneficial response to even taking beta blockers after a heart attack. So it does matter, and it makes a difference. Who could benefit? Well, a variety of diagnoses listed here: coronary artery disease, heart failure, arrhythmias, transplant, heart attack, bypass. Even if you just have risk factors for heart disease and you haven't necessarily had a cardiac event yet, you could come to our program and benefit and get on track to reduce your risk factors. So the benefits of cardiac rehab, we can reduce the mortality rate, reduce morbidity, and also unplanned admissions. Cardiac rehab has been known to reduce rehospitalization rates, improve quality of life, functional capacity, your ability to do things and get around. It makes a big difference. And also supporting you in early return to work, and also the development of self-management skills. A lot of times people who have had a cardiac event aren't sure what their heart can do and what it can't. And cardiac rehab is a great conduit to help you figure out how to push your heart to its potential, to not overdo, but not underdo as well, and to really learn those self-monitoring skills. So it's kind of a four-tiered thing. It's an individualized treatment plan. It's expert medical supervision, supportive community from fellow members and staff, and it's also comprehensive exercise and education. This is a little bit about what our program looked like pre-COVID. We have a big fitness room with a gymnasium we use. We're drumming, we're using equipment, we're doing dance aerobics. So it's a variety of different kinds of ways to get your heart rate up, along with resistive training and stretching and relaxation. But we've pivoted. And after 50 years in a gym, cardiac program pivots to Zoom. So for now, we are doing our program remotely or virtually. And so it's still the same cornerstone of nurse support and exercise and education, but we're doing it in a more remote way. And this is just an idea of what our classes look like right now. We have aerobic classes, we have chair aerobics, stretch, strength, balance, yoga, meditation. We kind of meet you where you are. So if you feel like you have orthopedic issues, or your endurance is really down and you don't want to be doing stand-up exercises, you could do the chair aerobic. So we try to meet you where you are. So if you're interested, give us a call, 494-1300, or visit our website, It is MD referral required, so we're happy to facilitate that for you. There's a one-time fee of $200 for the initial evaluation to get you started, and then there is a monthly fee of $155. And we also offer scholarship funding. We don't want finances to be a barrier for anybody. So we look forward to making a difference for you. And now I'd like to introduce Katie Renati from HeartFit for Life, who will lead you in a pre-race warm-up. Have a great workout, everybody.
Welcome. I'm Katie Renati from HeartFit for Life. Before we start, make sure that you have water with you. You have a clear space and you stay safe. We're going to start by doing a 10-second check, pulse check. Let's find your pulse. Let's get ready. Start. Stop. All right, let's warm up. Breathing in. Warming up our joints, our muscles, and our heart. And let's reach to the side. Make sure your belly muscle, your core is engaged. Let's cross to the side, transversal. And shoulder roll. Breathing in and out. Reverse. One at a time. Bringing the elbow. Backstroke. Working within your limitation and your potential injuries. And let's reverse freestyle. And let's dive to hands forward, chin to chest, opening up, breathing in. 2 more. Hands on your hips, hip roll. And change direction. Next, we'll work up our ankles, ankle rolls. Reverse. Calf stretch. Knee straight, flex foot. And kneel down. Bring it down to your hamstring. 2 more. And let's find the other way. Let's go the other way. Reverse. Calf stretch. And hamstring. Flat back. Roll up. 2 more. Last one. And we're going to go side to side. Getting our heart rate safely up. And bring it up. Working your quads. Reach up one side and tapping with the foot. Push. And side again. And let's walk. Knees up. We'll alternate legs and arms. Flex foot. Opening to the side. Last one, and walk. Knees up. Let's bring our knee up and hold. Not hold, but just touch. We can be here. I'll bring it in. Straight back, not leaning down. A few more. Let's do one more. Let's walk. Let's do a little wider. We're gonna do some squats next. So ready for squats. You can do a shallow squat or deeper, making sure your weight is on the back. Knees are not touching your toes. Let's do 3 more. Last one. And let's walk. Walk on tippy toes. And back down. And back down. One more. All right, good job everyone, and have a great walk.
All right, we're almost ready. It's almost go time. 5K, 10K, 1 mile. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. It's a virtual event, but before you take off, I have some reminders. Normally we have a course set up for you with aid stations, with hydration on the course. None of that's happening this year. It's up to you. You've chosen your course. Got to remind you that traffic laws, you need to follow those traffic laws. There's not going to be hydration out there. You need to pre-hydrate. Make sure you tell somebody where you're going. Make sure you follow all the rules in public safety. You're properly social distancing, and that's what this is about. An opportunity for all of us in our own areas to get together for this great cause. Now, let me introduce your host, Dr. Ewan Ashley. Tons of energy. He's actually going to take you on his run with you. So this is why it's a virtual event. Wherever you're at, you're going to be engaged in your exercise, and Dr. Ewan Ashley, he's going to be running right along with you. So here we go. Associate Dean, School of Medicine, Professor of Medicine, Cardiovascular, Genetics, Biomedical Data Science, Doctor of Pathology at Stanford University Medical Center. He's the man. He's here. He's going to host your race. So have a great time. Enjoy.
Well, thanks, Chris. Here we are on beautiful Stanford campus, and welcome everyone to the 2020 MyHeart Counts 5K, 10K run. I hope you're staying safe wherever you are. We are going to be running around Stanford campus. Maybe we're going to meet a few friends along the way. We're going to start with a countdown right now. You should be all warmed up and ready to go. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go! All right, wherever you are exercising today, I hope you are warmed up and ready and having fun. You're going to be running up the Kite Hill on Stanford campus for these first few minutes. Whether you're indoors or outdoors, hopefully you're starting to get your heart rate moving. Nice slow start. Thank you. It's MyHeart Counts. Here we go. Well, I hope you're making your heart count. As your heart rate rises a little, your muscles start to get the blood in, they start limbering up. We're going to keep moving. We have some 2-legged runners in our team here. We have some 4-legged runners. If you take a look just below me, there we go. Some with tails, some without. Here we are. Well, we're going to be heading into the main part of Stanford Quad after we head up this little hill. It's called Kite Hill. I don't think there's going to be any kites there today. But what we have for you is some discussions and chats with a few of our patients. It's going to be very exciting. All right, we're nearly there to our first stop. We have the whole Ashley family with us today. Watching out for traffic. Which way shall we go? The steep way up or the regular way? Well, we got some new friends here too. Someone else out exercising on Stanford campus.
Morning.
Morning. And here we are, heading up. There we are. Someone's running faster than me. Okay. And we're going to show you the view here. Then we're going to hand off for our first segment. All right, you can probably hear me breathing fast. That's the hill for you. All right, we made it. Kite Hill. Say hi, everyone. Here we are. Look at that beautiful view. Right out to the bay. We will catch up with you later. We're going to head into the main campus. We'll see you in a little bit.
Thanks, Dr. Ashley. You're looking good out there. I'd like to introduce the next incredibly talented member of our team, Dr. Matthew Wheeler. When he's not taking care of patients, he's taking the lead on expanding clinical trials, heart-related research, and solving undiagnosed disease. But right now, he's out there running somewhere, and I hear he has some tips for us about the MyHeart Counts app and COVID. So let's check it out.
Thanks, Heidi. I'm here to talk to you about our MyHeart Counts app. I have last year's t-shirt on from our MyHeart Counts run, and I hope everyone is staying safe in the most unusual 2020. In terms of our MyHeart Counts app, this is a project that's been going on for several years now. We started out with doing an observational study of more than 50,000 app users who downloaded the app and did a 6-minute walk test and provided information about their heart health history. We use this information to better understand how we could use app-based and phone-based information to understand people's heart health and to develop some coaching. More recently, we've used the MyHeart Counts app to run a study that's fully virtual, from consent through the completion, randomization and completion of the study, all done through the app on your phone. And this has been really successful in showing that a phone-based intervention can work. We have really exciting data also from how activity changes and how different people exercise in different ways, and also have the opportunity to provide feedback through the app to support further research and hopefully to improve the health of everyone through heart healthy behaviors and heart health education. So we're excited to expand this app further and have agreements with several large corporate partners in the Bay Area to expand to the Android platform and to develop a large randomized study of app-based coaching and looking at outcomes of how we can improve exercise, which, as you've heard from many of us, is really important for the heart health of our patients. At SCID, the Stanford Center for Inherited Cardiovascular Diseases, we're also looking into ways to use other wearable and app-based data to really inform your heart health, and research and that includes our colleagues Marco Perez, includes work by Steve Hirschman, our director of mHealth, of course our fearless leader Ewan Ashley, Heidi, Salisbury, and many others have been contributing to these projects. It wouldn't be possible to talk about 2020 without mentioning COVID-19, and you can see I'm off the road here in the middle of the woods, and so not wearing my mask, but it's really important for everyone to continue to stay safe as we hit the newest wave of COVID-19. And wherever you are in California or across the country or across the world, it's really important to mask up. I carry my mask with me at all time, and it's not the Ashley tartan, but it is attractive nonetheless. In addition to that, things like social distancing, washing your hands, really important, and getting tested if you think you have symptoms, so that you and your family can stay safe. As part of our work, we've been partnering with a few Bay Area groups, including the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI Biohub, other investigators on campus, to develop a comprehensive approach to understanding and hopefully better understanding the risk factors that put people at high risk for bad outcomes if they do get SARS-CoV-2 and develop COVID-19. We have a COVIDomics website. We have a COVIDomics survey that's at survey.covidomics.org. There's a COVID-19 survey that's part of the MyHeart Counts app, where you can put in your health history with regards to COVID and potentially help contribute to data that's being collected across the world to better understand severity. Vicky Parikh and Ewan and many others in our group have worked tirelessly over the past several months to better understand the host response to infection from the majority of positive tests that have come through the Stanford system, and we're very fortunate that that number has not been as big as it has at many other centers across the country and across the world, but it's in large part to people like you doing the right thing, wearing your mask, and staying safe. So I'm going to go back, get back to my run. But before I do that, I want to thank everybody for their participation, and I want to thank especially Heidi and Ewan for making this such a great event. And now, Heidi, it's back to you.
I am honored to introduce our patient champion, Lillian Lamb. We've known Lillian for years, and it has been our pleasure to participate in her care. Lillian is a heart transplant recipient living a full life and is here to talk to us today about her experience.
Hi, Heidi. Hi, Dr. Ashley. It's so nice to be here. I'm so excited to run this 5K with you guys.
All right. Thanks, Lillian. Okay, so my first question really is about what it means to you to be physically active with a heart condition.
It's so important. I think, I've always really treasured exercise because I know how important it is for our heart health, our body health, and just our mental and emotional well-being. So I'd always loved to exercise. I used to swim competitively, but with ARVC, arrhythmogenic right ventricular cardiomyopathy, and heart failure, I had to stop. But with a heart transplant, it's something that I'm able to pick up again, and I'm so excited and grateful that I can be doing that.
Yeah, and so are we. And what would your advice be to patients who are afraid to be physically active? Have you ever experienced the fear when you started at moving again and started to become more physically active?
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely relate. And there were times, with ARVC and times after transplant that I felt that way. I think the first thing to do is just consult with your care team because they're here to support you and figure out a way for you to get back into health and activity in a safe and fun way. And I would say always just start small and slow, and anything that you can do is so good. So for instance, we're all kind of at home now. So even if you can just move a little bit every half an hour, that's great. And for me, it was really helpful and fun to start with your family and friends. If you want to go for a nice walk or a nice hike together, that's something really fun that you can do. And in time, you'll feel more confident about it. And it's really an empowering thing that you'll enjoy, I think.
That's really, really good advice. Thank you, Lillian. What inspires you to live fully with your heart condition?
I think that there's so much good in this world and so much that we can do. And I really feel that way even more with a heart transplant. It's really been the ultimate gift that I could have. And I think for me, that means, taking care and spending time with my loved ones, giving back to my community, reaching out to other patients, and I've been so grateful to meet so many of them, and also going back to work as a scientist. So doing more research and hoping to find new medicines that will help people.
In that spirit, what is your hope for the future of heart-related research?
I'm so hopeful for the future of heart-related research. I think, with all the new technologies that we have in science, so, the ways that we can sequence DNA, the ways that we can engineer new therapies, I think that we're going to be able to diagnose unknown diseases. So that means that we can make better treatments for these different diseases and even prevent them. And I think that's going to be a really wonderful, exciting thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Lillian, our event is titled My Heart Counts, Walk, Run, and our mantra is that every heart counts. What does that mantra mean to you? Every heart counts.
I think this year it means, running for my old ARVC heart that was so courageous and brought me this far. And it also means running for my donor and their family and for the gift to be able to be here today. And, it felt like before so many possibilities were kind of closing on me. And now that there's so many new things that I had never even dreamed of that are possible. So this year especially, it means a lot to me to be running for my donor.
Yeah, absolutely. Lillian, thank you so much. You are the epitome of courage and grace. Thank you for sharing. It was inspiring, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, Heidi. Hope to run this one live with you next year. Let's see what Dr. Ashley is up to.
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Yeah, we're here. We made it to the main quad of Stanford campus. We have a slightly smaller team. We have a different mask that I think we can actually breathe through. This is the Fraser, a little bit of Scotland for you.
Hello.
Fraser clan. And we're making it through. Oh, wait a minute. Here is a friend. I was hoping we might meet some friends. This is Josh Knowles.
Hey, Ewan.
Hey, Josh.
Out and about.
Imagine meeting you here.
What a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day for a run around Stanford campus.
Got to beat shelter in place.
Yeah. Well, we have a whole bunch of people watching us right now. Is there anything you want to tell them? Tell us about yourself.
Well, first, I'd love to compliment you on your tartan mask.
Oh,
That's
thank
tremendous.
you. Yes, the Fraser clan. We got to
love it.
bring a little bit of Scotland here today.
I'm wearing my MyHeart Counts shirt in honor of all the people that we take care of at Stanford at the Inherited Disease Center, where I run the lipid clinic and take care of people with familial hypercholesterolemia, along with an amazing team of genetic counselors and nurses that I work for. It's a tremendous honor to be able to do that.
Yeah, and how long have you been doing that? And tell me a little bit about the sorts of patients that you see there.
Let's see, I've been at Stanford running that clinic since about 2010. We follow several hundred patients with familial hypercholesterolemia and their families. We always say we never find an individual with FH, only families with FH. And we're trying to turn the tide for the 1 million people that have been diagnosed, that have been undiagnosed. There's 1 million people in the country with FH and less than 10% have been diagnosed.
Wow, just 10% know that they have it.
And it's really the epitome of personalized medicine, because once you've got it, you can do life-changing things to make people live just as healthy as anybody else.
That is really exciting. And tell us, how would somebody know, or how would somebody test if they thought they might have that running in their family?
Well, the first thing to know is know your family history, know your family tree. That's really important. If there's a history of early onset heart disease or heart disease at an early age with stenting or bypass surgery, know that. And then what we would do is look at the cholesterol panels and see whether they're out of range or not. And we can certainly do genetic testing and physical exams to look for telltale signs of FH in the family.
Perfect. So it's a team sport.
It's a huge team sport, and we work not only with the patients, but we also work with patient organizations like the FH Foundation to really raise awareness and turn the tide for those folks.
Wonderful. And where are you heading today?
I'm just on my way out this way on the way back home. You want to run for a little bit?
That's exactly where I'm going. Let's
right,
go.
let's head it.
Let's run together. Let's go. Out from the main quad.
What a beautiful day.
Oh, it's just wonderful. Hopefully everyone out there is warmed up and going, sweating a little bit, not working too hard, we hope.
There's nothing, nature's best medicine is exercise. That's what I tell all the folks that come to my clinic.
It turns out that every heart counts.
It does count.
All right, I'm going to head this way. Great to see you.
See you later.
Take care, Josh.
See you, and see you, Fraser.
See ya.
All right, back to you, Heidi.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ashley. I'm happy to be here, and I'm even happier to have the opportunity to introduce Elise Munzee, one of our amazing patient champions. In addition to being a patient champion, she is a valued member of our team, who many of you may know, serving our patients every day. Elise is living fully with heart disease. She's a cardiac arrest survivor as well as a survivor of a heart attack. And it's my pleasure to spend some time talking to Elise about her experience.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Heidi and Dr. Ashley, for having me. I'm really honored that you all asked me to do this, and I'm really excited for the walk. I really am. Thank you.
I was wondering, Elise, why is it, as a heart patient, why is it important to you to stay physically active?
A lot of reasons, and I could go on for a long time about them, but I'll keep it short. I feel like also, first and foremost, for a psychological perspective, when I feel active, I feel like I can take control of my health, and I'm doing something beneficial for my health. And I think it does a world of good for also confidence and physical health. In between, based on what your diagnosis is, if you can do aerobic workouts, strengthening workouts, it all is very beneficial to your cardiac health, because the more that you exercise, the muscle organ itself can draw more oxygen from the circulation of the blood. So then it doesn't have to work as hard after a while. And those with, cardiac issues, we don't want our heart working too hard if we don't have to, because that leads to problems, right? So
that is such good advice. No, that is such good advice. What advice would you give to patients who feel afraid to start to exercise, to move?
Yeah, and that's really common. I first and foremost pick something that's safe. So, i.e., an environment that you feel safe in, an activity that you feel safe doing, such as, start out small, walking around the block. Gyms can be really intimidating, and you compare yourself to others and you feel like you have to be a marathon runner or a power lifter. You don't have to do those things. Pick a activity that's safe and comfortable for you. Have a good support system, maybe a friend or a buddy or personal trainer that can help you have safe exercises that are tailored to your needs. And if you're overwhelmed, I recommend, I do a lot of meditation and mind calming, because stress also is not good for heart health. So, start small, write down your goals, and work from there.
That is amazing advice. What inspires you to uphold these goals and to live such a full life with your heart condition?
Honestly, I understand what it's like to feel very scared and out of control, living through something that I did. And I feel like I have the opportunity now, and I had amazing physicians and nurses to help me through it. And I feel like I was given, it sounds silly, but I was given a gift. And I'm going to enjoy every minute of it and do everything I can to live the best life.
That's awesome, Elise. Yeah. Another question for you, hard to follow that one, is what's your hope for the future in terms of heart-related research and the potential it'll have on patients like yourself?
My hope is that the more research we have, the more answers, essentially, basically, that we get. And so the more definitive treatment, definitive diagnosis tests that we can have, and also so we can help family members and take away the mystery part of a lot of what cardiac issues, whatever you may have, take that away and just have, maybe this is idealistic, but a simple solution to our problem.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. Love that. Take away the mystery and have a clear, simple solution that can really help lives. And in addition, our event is titled My Heart Counts, and our mantra is that every heart counts. What does our mantra, every heart counts, mean to you?
I look at my loved ones and my family, their hearts count to me. So we should treat ours as such. Every single one of our hearts count, and we all have precious hearts. That's what I think.
Elise, thank you. That was really, really helpful and inspiring. And we just appreciate you for everything you do for our patients and for making the world a better place in general.
Oh, thank you. That's sweet. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you all. Let's see what Dr. Ashley's doing.
Yeah,
Should we
let's check
in with
it
him?
out.
Well, thanks, Heidi. Here we are. We're getting near the end of our run today. We're heading towards the world famous Stanford Cactus Garden. Someone's looking for some ice cream now.
Yes, I am.
Let's see how we do. Oh, wait a minute. Here's another friend. Wow, this is Marco Perez. Great to see you. Here we are.
Hi, everybody.
Out for a bit of a run this beautiful day on Stanford
you can't
campus.
Get better than this. This weather is just fantastic.
What a lovely time. Well, should we take a little walk?
Yeah, why don't we?
We're almost heading towards the end of this run today.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people watching.
Yeah, did you see the cactus garden?
It's beautiful, isn't it? Apparently it's been here
really is.
about 100 years.
That's about right, yeah.
Kind of
A
amazing.
lot of variety there.
Yeah. Well, we are on campus heading up. You'll see in a few moments. We're heading towards the actual brand new Stanford hospitals. But while we're wandering over, Marco, tell us about yourself and what you do here at Stanford and at the Center for Inherited Cardiovascular Disease.
Sure. So I'm an electrophysiologist here at Stanford, and I work a lot with Ewan and the whole gang. And I run the Inherited Arrhythmia Clinic with a whole team of nurses and genetic counselors and researchers. And we see a lot of inherited conditions that affect the electrical system of the heart. So things like long QT syndrome, Brugada syndrome, catecholaminergic polymorphic ventricular tachycardia.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's a big word.
What happens with that?
So essentially, think of your heart like a pump, and all pumps have their own electrical system.
Right.
And there are a lot of little components to the electrical system, and anytime one of those components goes wrong, often if you're born with a genetic abnormality, then you can be susceptible to dangerous heartbeats. And so we really try to identify those families and do genetic testing and then screen family members and we spend a lot of time looking at genetic abnormalities and really trying to understand the genetics of these conditions, and they can affect anywhere from the newborns all the way to old age. So this is something that we really love doing and really love working with the whole team to do this.
Well, that's fantastic. And we just heard from Josh Knowles. I met him in the middle of campus. He was telling us about familial hypercholesterolemia and how he uses a whole team there with genetic counselors and others to work out who in the family has the condition and try to keep people safe. What do you do with the arrhythmias to keep people safe?
Yeah, so they're all, the very nice thing is that if we detect the genetic abnormalities even before somebody has an arrhythmia that could be life-threatening, we have treatments for them. So anything from very simple medications to life-saving devices that we can implant into the heart. So those are the kinds of things that we can do, and then potentially, if we detect it early enough, we could save lives with that.
Well, fantastic. Thanks, Marco. So we're going to take a little run now. You ready?
Let's go.
This is the last part.
Yeah.
So let's jog together.
All right.
We'll hopefully not cause anyone too much seasickness. And we're coming up on the beautiful Stanford Children's Hospital, shown right here. So what makes us think, Marco? These are family conditions. So
that's right.
We're here next to the Children's Hospital. So you work closely with the doctors at the Children's Hospital.
This is, I think, one of the really exciting and unique things that we have here is that we have our neighbors here at the Children's Hospital, and we work very closely with them. So whenever they find a child who's affected with one of these genetic disorders, we will look at the parents. So we know that these conditions are inherited. So often one of the parents is also affected. And so we communicate very closely with our colleagues and try to find the parents that might be affected. And vice versa, when we find somebody who's an adult who's affected and they have children, then we send them to our colleagues here at the Children's Hospital to get evaluated.
And so that means that we're often seeing families all together in the clinics.
That's right. And before COVID, we used to have the families come, and we'd sometimes have 12, 15 family members in one room just discussing these conditions. I mean, now the times are different, but we can still do this with our virtual tools.
Yeah, and we've been talking a little bit about COVID and the pandemic today and how it affects those with inherited heart disease. What have you been finding with your patients? Is there an increased risk for the heart?
Well, that's something that we're still trying to figure out. As you know, this is a brand new condition, and there's still a lot that we don't know and what we're learning. I mean, there are, as you know, some studies that have suggested that those with heart conditions are more susceptible, but we just don't know if the kinds of conditions that we see also affect people the same way. A lot of the conditions we manage are electrical conditions. They don't really cause heart weakening, but we don't know yet if COVID is affecting the electrical system of the heart.
So what are we recommending for the patients if they've been infected? What do you recommend?
Well, if they do have some degree of heart weakening, then I think until we have more data, we do recommend that at the very least they follow the CDC guidelines and keep themselves safe and their families safe. And for those who are particularly more affected with heart muscle weakening, we really do emphasize staying safe.
That's great. Well, we're getting towards the new hospital, the adult hospital. We're coming towards the end of our run. I got to ask you, Marco, where are your shoes?
I think shoes are overrated. There's a lot you can do with the tools that you're given.
Well, I think while we might not be the orthopedists, we understand. You got to run as safely as you can. So this is us coming up around the old Children's Hospital.
This is the cancer building.
The cancer building.
Old Children's Hospital here.
Yeah, we are nearly there. This is the part, I think, where Marco left me in the dirt last time. If I recall it, the 2019 MyHeart Counts. We're nearly there. There's a big ball at the front of the new main hospital, just a little from here. And that's where we're heading. We run backwards for a little bit without falling over. Here we are. There is the beautiful new hospital. All right. Last 20 yards. I hope wherever you are, you've been staying safe. You've been exercising. I want to take this last minute to thank all our sponsors, MyHeart, HeartFit for Life, Stanford Healthcare, and Stanford Children's Health. This is not our usual MyHeart Counts run, but I hope you're finding it enjoyable. We are certainly sweating plenty. Yeah. And we're nearly there. We're finishing at the buckyball. Last few yards, 5, 4, 3. We made it. Yeah. Right. Woo! We made it too. Thank you so much for participating this year. It's been wonderful spending a few sweaty moments with you. We look forward to seeing you in person next year. Take care, stay safe. Bye.